Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I was listening to Jeffrey Jackson court case and something disturbed me, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. The governing body claims they are getting their spiritual food from heaven. I guess it comes through Christ, and from Christ it comes from their God Jehovah. Now, these men is getting all this information that normal Jehovah's Witnesses don't get. We just get what the magazines and information that is supposed to be handed down from these 7 men. But I have a question. Why did Jeffrey Jackson made an ass out of himself when he made a stupid remark saying, I have to ask Christ or ask Jesus when I see him on the 2 witness rule? You have to have 2 witnesses, and because he read from the Bible in Deuteronomy, says you can have 1 witness. Yeah, so I'm going to play the clip and we'll take it from there.
You must remove what is evil from your midst. And then the next example is the one I'm particularly interested in. If, however, the man happened to meet the engaged girl in the field, and the man overpowered her and lay down with her, and the man who lay down with her is to die by himself, and you must do nothing to the girl. The girl has not committed a sin deserving of death. This case is the same as when a man attacks his fellow man and murders him. For he happened to meet her in the field, and the engaged girl screamed, but there was no one to rescue her. So the point of this last example is that there's no second witness, is there? Because the woman's in the field, she screamed, but there was no one to rescue her. Do you accept that?
Could I explain, Mr. Stewart, that, you see, I think already under testimony, some of Jehovah's Witnesses have explained that the 2 witnesses needed can be, in some cases, the circumstances. I think, was it an example given?
I'll come to that, Mr. Jackson.
Okay, so
we'll get through this a lot quicker and easier if we just address it one step at a time. So, the present step,
the answer to your question?
The present step is this, is that in that example you accept it's a case where there was no other witness beyond the woman herself.
There was no other witness except the woman herself, but added to that were the circumstances.
Yes, well, the circumstances were that she was raped in the field.
Yes, but they were circumstances.
And it was sufficient, there being only 1 witness, it was nevertheless sufficient for the conclusion that the man should be stoned to death.
Yes.
Now, is it...
I think we're agreeing on the point.
Yes, is it not the case that had Jesus been asked about a case of sexual abuse, he may have referred back to this part of Deuteronomy and said that it's not required to have 2 witnesses?
I certainly would like to ask Jesus that, and I can't at the moment. I hope to in the future. But that's a hypothetical question which if we had an answer, then we could support what you say.
Well, it's hypothetical in a sense, but really what I'm driving at is the scriptural basis, and you're the scholar, I'm not, is the scriptural basis to the 2 witness rule really so solid, or is there not space for your governing body to recognize that in cases of sexual abuse it need not apply?
again, if I could just mention the fact that we've already acknowledged that circumstances can also be one of the witnesses.
Well, I'll come to that, but my question is a different one. It's whether the scriptural basis to the two-witness rule in relation to cases of sexual abuse has a proper foundation.
We believe it does because of the number of times that principle is emphasized in the scriptures.
Let's stop it right there. The lawyer quoted a scripture of an incident of a person being raped in the field. And nowhere in that area it mentioned that they had to have two witnesses, because there was no another witness. These men used the Bible. In this case, they used their Bible. You notice in his hands the silver Bible. This Bible is corrupt. It is so polluted by the Governingbody influence, taking scriptures out, moving scriptures around to fit their doctrine, to prove the real Bible that other churches use a lie to make their Bible supreme over all the Bibles. I found too many mistakes in this Bible. Others found too many mistakes in the Bible. It takes you away from the true person is going to give us salvation. That is Christ. These men claim they are the channel to Christ, and apparently without going through the Governingbody literature and material, you cannot get salvation unless you go through them. People, you have to understand something. If God wanted us to have channels to learn the truth about the Bible, why would he waste, or why would Christ had the Greek scriptures to be added to the Old Testament or the Hebrew scriptures if he was going to have people in the future that he could send the same information ahead in the future to make the new Bible, which Jehovah's Witnesses is using in their hands. He could have had all the government bodies from Charles T. Russell, which they call board of directors, and the government body. He could have picked out so many men. He could have had them inspired to write the new Bible. If Watchtower was supposed to be the direct, true channel of God, he could have had them put all the illustrations of Christ past and everything. So the point I'm trying to make, if this man read what he read and proved that if there is no other second witness to prove a person is telling the truth, that being molested by an elder, ministerial servant, or a regular person in the congregation that molested or raped a child, and there was no second witness, that means there would be no other person can prove this girl is telling the truth. All this religion is doing is trying to cover up the embarrassed elders and people in the congregation so it would not put badness upon their God Jehovah. And I read a scripture this morning. It mentioned about if you're in a religion, you don't want your teaching to fall into the wrong hands of the world when the world can see your teaching has flaws, lies, and deceits in it. So that means you don't want to have badness in your religion and your teaching, that people outside the world can find the proof that your religion is a total fake and a lie, which that comes to the conclusion of the territory of Watchtower's teaching and the Governingbody teaching. They had published so many books with lies in it. They had twisted, corrupt the Bible so much, they had to print their own Bible and force Jehovah's Witnesses to use it. An illustration was, there was a man who was using the Black Bible, and the speaker told the guy he's reading from the wrong Bible. Reading from the wrong Bible because he wasn't holding the silver sword. Because their Black Bible probably got a little bit more of truth in it at that time that this new Bible don't have. So that's the reason that whatever the scripture was, it was not the same scripture in this Bible. So people, you had to realize the Bible he's using in his hands is corrupt. And just as the man holding this Bible is corrupt, because he helped him and this other man to make this new Bible the way it is, to make Jehovah's Witnesses blind and thinking they are following faithful men that are being guided by God himself, which they are not, because their God Jehovah does not exist, and he never did exist. Please, Jehovah's Witnesses, you are following men. You're not following the Bible, because if you're following the Bible, you can see the truth like we have. There's still truth in your poisoned Bible to prove this religion is a lie. Time to wake up and find the truth for yourself like we did. For your lives, for your family lives, you need to wake up and look at our videos, our research that is forbidden by your Watchtower, that is Watchtower's own literature, their own publications they wrote. We written no books that has the name Watchtower on it, printed by the Watchtower. It was your own books. So please, wake up before they take the only thing you have left that God gave you, a brain and your life. You can choose to use it, or you can die with these men. Thank you, and have a nice day.